Assalamualaikum and greetings to everyone. We are members of the Constitutional Law and Governance Group. This is my group mate, consists of 4 members. Today's content will include an introduction to the Constitution, characteristic of the Constitution, tradition elements in the Constitution, roles and function, and conclusion.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nurdin Fatah binti Muhammad Nasir. My metric number is 292819. You guys know about constitutional law? Let me tell you guys more about constitutional law. What is constitution? Constitution is a fundamental law of a state which sets out how that state will be organized and the powers and authorities of government between different political units and citizens. Constitutional law, also known as the body of rules, doctrines, and practices that govern the operation of political communities. In modern times, the most important political community has been the state. Every political community and thus every state has a constitution, at least insofar as it operates its important institutions according to some fundamental body of rules. By this conception of the term, the only capable alternative to a constitution is a condition of anarchy. Nevertheless, the form of a constitution may take varies considerably. Constitutions may be written or unwritten, codified or uncodified, and complex or simple, and they may provide for vastly different patterns of governance. In a constitutional monarchy, for example, the sovereign powers are limited by the constitution, whereas in an absolute monarchy, the sovereign has unqualified powers.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greetings. My name is Muhammad Aizat Najmi bin Maizan. Metric number is 292918. Today I will talk about the characteristic of the Constitution. I am using the Malaysian Constitution as the main point of elaboration. First of all, Malaysian Constitution is a written constitution that is enshrined in a book, unlike the UK unwritten constitution. Next, the Malaysian Constitution contains 180 articles and 30 schedules. Article is to define the rights and obligations of the government and also the people, while the schedule serves to explain in detail. Third is Malaysian Constitution is monarchical is constitution based on parliamentary democracy. The Malaysian Constitution is strict and difficult to amend. The Malaysian Constitution also the main and supreme law of Malaysia. Other than that, there is the idea of separation of power, namely the legislative, judicial, and executive power. Furthermore, the Constitution also determining the power of government within the central and state government through 3 lists called the federal list, the state list, and joint list. Finally, the Constitution also provides for fundamental freedom to its people. The conclusion is there is a lot of characteristic of Constitution, especially in Malaysia. This Constitution will ensure peace and unity of the country, present and the future. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi to my name is Rina and to all my friends. I am Nur Nazra binti Muhammad Yatim, metric number 296123. Last but not least, I will discuss the characteristic of traditions elements in Malaysia's constitutions. There are 4 traditions elements in the constitutions. First, the monarchy or the Malay Sultanates. In relation to legislative and executive acts in Malaysia, Yang di-Pertuan Agong and rulers play a symbolic function. Yang di-Pertuan Agong acts as the highest governing authority, has the power to pardon and suspend sentence, and appoints important national authorities. A unique feature in Malaysia's monarchy system, this position is rotated every 5 years among the 9 Malay state governments. Next is the position of Islam as an official religion. Article 3, Section 1 of the Federal Constitution states, Islam is the Federation's religion. Other religions may be practiced in peace and concord in any region of the Federation, despite Islam being the national religion, Malaysia is not an Islamic state. According to the White Paper on Constitutional Proposals for the Federation of Malaysia, it is a secular state. Islam is under the authority of the respective states, while in the federal territory, states that do not have a ruler should be represented by Yang di-Pertuan Agong. Then comes the national language. Malay is the national and official language of the country. Malay used to be the lingua franca during the Malacca Sultanate. Lastly, the special position of Bumiputra and Malay includes the rights of the people who live in Sabah and Sarawak, as well as the rights of all other communities. Malays and the indigenous people of Sabah and Sarawak are granted special status under the Federal Constitution. Yang di-Pertuan Agong is charged with safeguarding the unique status of the Malays and indigenous people of Sabah and Sarawak.
Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Azza Umairah binti Sarai, metric number 276885. I will talk about role of the Constitution and the function of the Constitution. The role of Constitution is to provide scope for good government while at the same time placing limitation on the powers of the governors. The doctrine of the separation of powers involving a system of check and balance is basic to liberal constitution. The system of check and balance begin with the separation through a constitution of judicial, executive and legislative powers. However, it goes much further. It operates also within each branch of the state in the division of powers between state and federal governments and the distribution of powers between the state, other institutions and individuals in the community. Next, I will talk about the functions of a constitution. Number 1, Constitution can declare and define the boundaries of the political community. These boundaries can be territorial, which is the geographical borders of a state, as well as it claims to any other territory or extraterritorial rights and personnel. Thus, a constitution often disguises between those inside and outside policy. Constitution can declare and define the nature and authority of the political community. They often declare the state fundamental principle and assumption as well as where its sovereignty lies. Number 3, Constitution can express the identity and values of a national community. A nation-building instrument, Constitution, may define the national flag, anthem and other symbols and may make proclamations about the values, history and identity of the nation. Number 4, Constitution can declare and define the rights and duties of citizens. Most constitutions include a declaration of fundamental rights applicable to citizens. At a minimum, this will include the basic civil liberties that are necessary for an open and democratic society, such as the freedom of thought, speech, association, and assembly. Many constitutions go beyond this minimum to include social, economic, and cultural rights or the specific collective rights of minority communities, and some rights may apply to both citizens and non-citizens, such as the right to be free from torture or physical abuse. As a conclusion, constitutionalism and democracy cannot be brought to a final and happy resolution. The former is about limiting political power, the latter about an unlimited political power. As a result of this tension, the democratic legitimacy of constitutional regimes is called into question. Constitutionalism is characterized by an aspiration to the permanence of the established constitution. Although constitutions are sometimes seen as protecting the preconditions of democracy, they also establish structures and promote institutions that have little or no connection to the democratic ideal and that, in many cases, conflict with it. That's all from us. Thank you.